Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-52439. You know. 205-964-52439. You know.
205-964-5343. You know. I can't get that part. 52439. You know. There it is. I can't do it like he's doing it. Brilliant. Flipman's Daily Live. Wholesaling real estate without using your cash or credit, aka Fliptainment. Morning, afternoon, Q&A, depending on where you are. Make sure if you want your properties comp, you're not sure what the ARV is, you can send them over to comps101.com and we will comp those for you for free as of today. Anything that you need, whether you need my contract, you text the word contract. You need the script, text the word script. If you need, what else we got? The CRM. I forgot to say that yesterday. The CRM, manager leads. Text CRM. You need the closing detail sheet. Text CLOSE, close. 2, you got questions. Text the word question. You want to know when we go live. You want to be alerted. Text the word live. 2, Oh, you need cash buyers, you want a partner. You text 5050. 2, this number, 205-964-5243. Now you know. All right, so we got it all in right there. Make sure you like and share this. Today's topic is, so we're going to start doing this. We have a topic, and I hadn't been telling you what the topic is, going into detail. It's identifying real cash buyers. And it's really simple, at least the way I think about it, maybe because of my experience. But you're going to benefit from my experience. Is cash buyers generally talking speed. Like whenever you and a cash buyer have agreed on a price that obviously works for you and them, the next question is, how fast can you close? Real cash buyers are going to talk in this way, either one or two ways, right? As soon as we can get a clear title, or they may tell you, hey, I have a hard money lender or a private lender. Their process normally takes 14 to 21 days. But they start talking about, I need 30 days. They don't want to put up an earnest money deposit. If they do, it's not that much. You're talking to another wholesaler, which is fine, but that needs to be determined so you'll know how to proceed. Real cash buyers are going to talk in speed. They're not going to trip about $1,000 or a $2,000 earnest money deposit that'll be held with an attorney or title company of their choice, maybe your choice, whatever you all agree upon. It's simple. They're just going to talk in speed and they're not going to trip about earnest money deposit. If you get that, you're probably dealing with another wholesaler, which again, it is fine, but you need to put them in a different lane or whatever. So that's the simple way that you're going to be able to identify real cash buyers or whatever. You don't really have to ask for proof of funds and none of that stuff or whatever. But they're going to talk in speed and they're not going to trip about $1,000, $2,000 earnest money deposit or whatever. So we should have some questions by now after me explaining the topic for today.
Okay, this is the first question on Instagram. I got 2 for sale houses. I can't get in touch with the seller.
Well, what have you done to try to get in touch with them? Have you skip traced their phone number? Have you sent them something in the mail? Have you asked the neighbors? What have you done to try to reach them?
All right, this is from Marlene's from Facebook. He said, I got $5,000 with no stress and delay from child. That's spam. Anyway. Now see how y'all gonna start off wrong.
You should have read it before you posted it.
Okay.
He got it in. He got it in on Jessica. Golly. The talent was reading it like,
Now see.
that's spam.
Okay, this one's from B. Williamson.
Block
Hold
him.
on.
Block him.
What's going on,
You know you can remove
All
from
right.
the chat.
Let me go on.
Don't try to clown us like that.
Right. Okay, now that that's taken care of. This one's from B. Williamson from YouTube. He said, what's going on, Flip Man? Thank you for the content on the road, St. Louis to Georgia.
Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Conrad Broomfield from YouTube said, is Bandit Signs still working in this type of market?
Yes, they do. It's just simple. You're just trying to spark someone's level of interest to want to sell a piece of real estate. You know, they may not even be thinking about it. And they just see your message say, we buy houses. They're like, oh, this house, it just keeps costing me money. I'm tired of it. Let me see what these people are talking about. Oh, I just got the text message. I don't know, some day I'm divorcing him. This is it. He said he can't come up with his half of the rent this month. I'm divorcing him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they see that I need to sell this rental house so I can get out of this situation, you know, whatever. So, you know, yeah, they still work.
All right. This one's from Sean from Facebook. He said, what do I do as a wholesaler when I'm asking about earnest money deposit and I'm just getting started? So how does earnest money deposit work?
Well, the earnest money deposit, how it works is that you're going to be on both sides of it. When you're dealing with a seller, I don't even talk about it. I'll just send them over a contract with it on there, what I'm willing to put up, whether it's $10 to $100. So it's really not a discussion had. But if it is, and they say, well, I need more than that. Again, if I put $10 on there, I may say, well, the most I'll normally do is 100 or whatever. And most motivated sellers normally just goes hand in hand. They're not going to trip about it, right? But sometimes you might have people want more. So then it's going to have to be a decision on your part whether you're going to pay more or whatever. But on the buyer side of it, when you have a buyer you're trying to put in a contract, I'm not accepting anything less than 1,000. And depending on the amount of the deal, I may ask for more or whatever. And again, as I just explained, they're not going to trip about it or whatever. They're real cash buyers at all. They're not going to put it in your hands. In most cases, you know, they'll hold it with an attorney or whatever, or a title company.
All right. I didn't get the full question on TikTok, but they said they want to start in New York City. I'm guessing they want some advice on it.
Well, you want to educate yourself and then learn the law of the land there, how things work in your market. But you're going to be endless opportunity in a massive market like that. So it's endless amount of deals.
All right,
with big paydays.
All right, this is on TikTok. If I can't find a buyer, can you continue to extend the contract?
If the owner will allow you to, if you can negotiate that with the owner, hopefully your numbers are good, and hopefully you can get a price reduction.
All right, this one's from Walter Davis from YouTube. He said, if you have a seller under contract and have a memorandum recorded and the seller ghosts you until that contract expires, does the memorandum expire as well?
Probably just depends on the verbiage of your contract and the memorandum on that. So I don't know if it expires or not. That's a good question. It's going to depend on the terms and how it's worded or whatever. So.
All right, this one's from Ray on YouTube. He said, hey, Flip Man, once the deal is complete and the seller gets his check, how does the wholesaler get his check? Basically, what is the process of getting paid?
You're getting them at the same time. When the seller gets paid, you get paid. You know, they depending on how the closing is set up, if you're actually there and the buyer's there, the seller's there, once they sign all the paperwork, the title company or closing attorney or agent or whoever is closing the deal, they'll come back and, well, pass you a check Well, they'll pass the seller a check, pass you a check. Or if you wanted your money wired, you've already given your bank your wire instructions, and a couple of hours, depending on the time of day, you'll receive it in your account. You'll receive that deposit in your account. So that's how it works.
All right. Oh, okay. I got one more. This one's from Chris Jackson from YouTube. He said, put a clause in the contract. Oh, he answering the question.
Mhm.
He said, put a clause in the contract that says buyer and or assignee shall deposit earnest money within 5 business days upon updated title commitment. That way, whatever the seller is asking for is not an issue. Is that good? That can work? All right. Not that I be trying to put people on the spot, but I just want to vet when other people answer questions, because you know what I'm saying?
Good.
That's all.
I think I understood what you said.
All right. I don't have any more right now. What about you?
They made a statement earlier. The guy that wanted to know how to look up the seller, he said he called. Hold on, let me go back up. He said I called and I looked up the assessor, but he still couldn't get, I guess, the seller
Send them
information.
something in the mail. Send it FedEx or UPS. Send them a letter in the mail asking to buy it.
Nothing right now.
All right. This one's from Brandon Collins on YouTube. He said, so after you get a property under contract and you put the earnest money down and you then find a buyer, does that buyer need to be with you when you take the contract to the title company?
No, not at all. Depending on who's going to close it, if it's someone that you more or less who you've chosen or the buyer chose, you're just going to email those documents over, both contracts, and you go from there. I use a closing detail sheet that explain who's the seller, who's the buyer, sales price, obviously the address of the property, that type of information, who's paying what, who's receiving what, who's paying closing costs or whatever. So.
Okay, this one's from Tatiana from YouTube. She said, what will happen if I do not find a buyer before the contract expires? What do I lose? And am I getting in trouble? We talk about this a lot.
Well, yeah, we sort of just talked about it, but yeah, if you can't find the buyer, you go back to the seller and ask for more time. They give it to you, hoping you can get a price reduction along with that, or you go back to the seller and ask for more time, and they don't give it to you. If they don't give it to you and you're outside of your due diligence period, then they keep your earnest money deposit, and that settles the deal. You go your way, they go theirs. So no, you're not going to get in trouble.
All right, this is on Instagram. Thank you, Flipman, for the content. I wanted to know, when I'm talking to the seller and we've agreed on the earnest money deposit, do I give the earnest money to the seller or to the title company and or attorney?
Wait a minute. What's she asking?
Who the earnest money to? The
Oh,
title
yeah,
company
you're gonna give it to the title company or closing attorney. So, yeah.
Either or?
Yeah, either or, depends on who you're dealing with.
Okay, so this is on TikTok. How do I start once you've done all the research?
Oh, well, once you do all the research, okay, that's a question on how you start after I've educated myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so guess what? After you educated yourself,
you're
gonna know where you start. But just to add to that,
maybe you're talking about like
you need to choose a marketing lane, an advertising lane. How are you going to generate leads? What fits your resources, meaning how much money you got, if any or not. If you don't have any, then that's a different lane. And then what fits you as a person. Cold calling may be great for you, then it may not be great for you, or whatever. Driving for dollars may fit your budget and time that you got to put into it. So you have to, once you've educated yourself, you're really gonna know what you should know what to do. But just to give you a push in the right direction, this business boils down to generating daily leads. So how is that going to push you into whatever? That direction depends on your resources and the time, and you as a person on thinking, hey, I can do better if I was text messaging, or I may have the money for a direct mail campaign. I could probably intake the calls or whatever that fits me better. So you just have to choose a marketing lane and be persistent with it and consistent. Are those the same thing?
Yeah, and that's what he meant to.
And patient.
That's what I meant, which lane to get into. But
Yeah.
you already answered it.
Yeah.
No questions. Everyone saying hi.
Because everyone, they'll say, where do I start? And my answer is always, you educate yourself. And then once you educate yourself, you don't know what to do. But he made it more clear, hey, I have researched and comfortable with the process. Okay, now give me a little bit more direction. Okay, so now I can definitely answer that. So.
All right. Laura Hudson says that she loves the introduction.
Thank you very much, Laura.
Our song is a hit.
Shout out to my man Dutch Jackson on Instagram. Text me and I'll text you back.
Woo! Y'all ain't know he had vocals. All right, this one is from It's Your Girl Angel. I'm just
It's your
venting
girl.
on YouTube. She said, "Am I able to use a closing agent? Or do I have to use a title company? Why is it so hard to find buyers?"
I say, am I able to use a closing agent or do I have to use a title company? Why so? Okay, well, technically, it really doesn't matter about the closing part of it. Yeah, you can use both. You can use both if that's okay in your state. And why is it so hard to find buyers, cash buyers? Well, it's your girl Angel, and I'm just venting. Oh, that's a long name. It's a couple of things happening if you can't find buyers. Either you really don't have a great deal, or if you do have great deals, you're struggling to promote your deals, right? Give us an example. If you do this, It's Your Girl Angel, give us an example of one of your deals, the ARV and the price. Okay, cool. So I'm hoping you're in Memphis, Nashville, Knoxville. I don't know what the other larger cities are in there. I hope you're one of those markets. All right, so give us an idea of one of your deals. ARV, what you think the ARV is, and the price. And then sometimes you can be wrong on your ARV and think you have a great deal, right? Or whatever, so.
We're gonna need more information on this one, but I'm gonna read it. So I met a guy at work. This is on Instagram. So I met a guy at work, and his brother passed away. So now the house is in his name, but apparently his brother owes 107 to 190K. It's a 3-bedroom.
170 or 107?
100. No, 170
okay,
to
190K.
It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Is it worth trying to make a deal?
So
but you don't know the ARV or the area.
There you go.
But I just wanted to.
Yeah, we would have to know the ARV on it, my man. And if you don't know what that means, what would the house appraise for an extra condition? ARV stands for after repair value.
And he said it needs about 30K.
Okay, so you got most of the puzzle, but one big piece of the puzzle to let us know if that's an opportunity or not.
All right, this is on TikTok. What are some introductions that that you would recommend for a texting campaign?
Some introduction?
I guess intros.
Well, I really can't throw any actual statements out there because then more people do the same thing. But just think of it in this way. You're just trying to get them to respond, right? Because after you get them to respond, you can send them whatever. But those initial messages have to just get them to respond. That's the best way I can put it. You know what I'm saying? It could be, it needs to somewhat be related to a property or their property, but you just need to think of in terms, I need to send short statements to get them to respond. You don't want to ask about, can I buy your house or anything like that.
I think they don't understand why.
Well, the reason why is because it turns into spam if everybody's sending the same thing. Like if you're using the platform that I promote, Text to Flip, which is Batch Leads, then everybody's sending the same thing. T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, it's spam. And then they're going to start to block those messages. That's why I just can't give you a message, because it bogs the system down and it helps no one. It doesn't help any of us. So you have to just be creative. You just got to get them to respond to your initial message, then you can go into, what you really want after that.
That's it. Thank you. That's some great help.
All right. This one's from Cindy on YouTube. She said, "Hi, Flip Man. Love your energy and content. What would be your best advice for obtaining the contract info on abandoned commercial buildings?"
Obtaining contact info. Well,
Yeah, contact info on abandoned
it-
commercial buildings.
Yeah, it'll still start with number one, determining the address, right? And once you identify the address, you got to turn your back. Oh, I don't eat ice cream, so let me back up. It's not that bad. I maybe once or twice a year. It ain't no big deal to me. But what I was about to say? So once you determine the address, right, then you look it up through the county, or you can just Google. Well, you look it up through the county, right, to see who owns it, and from there you have to identify, determine how you're going to contact them. Now, a lot of times it's in an entity, like an LLC or corp or whatever, or Inc. It's not you. It's going to be hard to find a phone number. Then sometimes you just Google that address along with the name of it. Boom, there's a phone number. So, but if you can't find the number, then you're just going to have to send them something in the mail. If it's, and again, when you're doing a small number of properties like that, it's best to send it FedEx or UPS. Just send it ground, which is normally going to be the cheapest option or whatever. And what the reason why you'll send it FedEx or UPS is because you're trying to increase your chances of your message being read because you send it that special way or whatever. So.
Okay, well, it's your girl Angel. I'm just venting. Said that she's in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
She says she needs a list to go to when she gets a deal.
Oh, you mean you don't? She's saying she's trying to find buyers, but she don't have any deals.
Mm-hmm. No, she's trying to find buyers. She can't find no buyers.
But she got deals.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Give us an example of one of your deals, the ARV and the price.
No.
She like somebody I know.
Okay, this one's from Ray from YouTube. He said, "Another question, Flip Man. If I see a house for sale with a realtor sign, is there opportunity to go knock on the door and offer my services?"
No. The realtor, the reason that you'll see the realtor sign there is because they're trying to sell it, I'm assuming. The agent is the person that the owner hired to handle that. But if you're asking that question, avoid those altogether. Avoid those. I recommend newbies avoid properties that are listed, period. But if you're asking that question, definitely avoid it.
Okay, so
keep educating yourself, man. You'll get it. But that's why you're here, though. That's why you're here.
Okay, Walter Davis said the county didn't grant me access to view tax delinquent files for free, yet they did state I can purchase them for $400. Isn't this in violation of the FOIA Act?
I have no idea. you educate us on that, man. I'm assuming they're in their legal right to charge for that information. You probably can look them up individually for free, but for them to provide you an entire list, they probably can charge for that. That's probably what the difference is. Now, you may be right on the act that you're quoting there, but the information on individual properties is probably free, but for them to put it in a list format, they probably can charge for that. That's what I'm going to assume. But again, you may be right on that FOIA Act.
All right. This one's from Chris Jackson. He said you got to use the 1 to 2 jab. He said you got to use the 1 to 2 jab method with text. One text is a simple "Hey" or "Hi, Mr. Seller. This is Mike." Then once you get a response, hit him with the jab. I was wondering if you were interested in, etc.
Yeah, he responded to it. That's what I'm saying. Chris, you're right. Just trying to get him to respond. Chris Jackson, formerly now known as Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Huh? Not ain't.
All right, this is on Instagram. Flip man, I looked at your video, text to flip. Do I need all 3 platforms? Then you later skip trace, text to flip in that order?
The way I do it, yeah. You know, you may be able to figure out a different way to do it, but yeah.
Okay, this is on TikTok. What's a good way to build relationships with realtor agents?
With agents,
Mhm.
well, I guess what's your end game? What's your purpose for wholesaling purposes? Um, what benefit are they gonna bring to you? Let's establish that. Well, what benefit are they gonna bring to you? Because you do know all properties. Well, I'm saying the majority. If they're not on there, the agent is an idiot. Or on Zillow, right? So for Zillow is Google for residential real estate. If you're trying to sell a property, if you're a real estate agent, if it's not on Zillow, whoever hired the agent needs to fire them. That's the first place people go when they're looking for houses.
She said, I heard they can give you off-market houses before they put it on the market.
That's possible, but normally most agents are not going to get wholesaling, right? Again, I'm not going to tell you not to try. Offers are free. It doesn't cost you anything to try to network with someone and let them know what you're doing or whatever. You know, why not or whatever? I'm just telling you, most of them are when you go into it with them, they're going to tell you, oh, it's illegal. You can't do that. You need a license because they never heard of it. Instead of them saying, oh, no, that sounds interesting. I don't know about that. Now they're just going to automatically tell you it's illegal or whatever. I'm just trying to tell you, I'm not telling you not to pursue it. That what you're trying to do is just know what to expect, that you're going to probably have to go through several to get to one that may work with you on that. So.
All right, this is on Instagram. How many deals have you closed in the past month?
I don't know. I asked them questions. You know not to ask them questions. You still be asking.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, you skipped my question." Okay.
We skip a lot of questions.
All right, I'm working. This is on Instagram. I'm working on my first deal worth $30K. Thanks for the motivation.
Oh wow, that's nice.
This is on TikTok. How can I find cash buyers for gas stations?
Oh.
I guess they got it already on the contract.
Those are tough in the sense that when a gas station is closed, that's tough because normally they have corners, right? And normally originally an area, areas can change for the good and the bad as far as, where there was a lot of activity there years ago, now it's not, or there wasn't a lot of activity there, now it is. But to find a cash buyer for a closed gas station, number one, I would ask you what's around it. What's on the left, what's on the right, what's across the street, or whatever. If it's a thriving area, it's a closed gas station, you might have an opportunity. So ideally, what you would do is you can reach out to brokers nationwide that tend to deal in C-stores, in the gas stations, convenience stores.
Okay, this is on Instagram. What would be a good amount of numbers to skip trace? Would 1,200 numbers be enough to start with, or would I need more?
That's a good start. That's a good start.
How to find those brokers that you was talking about? I guess in the areas of like Illinois, maybe.
Well, two sites where you'll find commercial properties, listings, and brokers is loopnet.com, LOOPNET.com, and Crexi, CREXI. Am I saying that right?
Crexi.
CREXI.
Yeah, that's right.
Crexi.com.
All right. This is on TikTok. Hey, Flip Man, we chat yesterday about off-market property. Do the property need to be, off-market to do the 50-50?
Yeah, number one, if you want to partner on deals because you need a cash buyer, you can text the number 205-964-5243. You can text the number is 5050 to that number. We'll get you all the information. But yeah, you need to have them under contract. They need to be a great deal. Oh, you need to be dealing directly with the owner and off market. And my definition of off market is your ice cream's on that. My definition, my definition is my definition of off market. If I Google the address, is not by that girl that ate that salad, and she is DONE. Lord have mercy. But my definition of off market is what is it? If I Google the address,
Can't find it nowhere on Zillow.
on
for
the
sale.
internet, yeah, it's not for sale anywhere on the internet. So, both.
All right. This is on TikTok. Do you offer classes? If so, how much?
Well, we do offer classes, step-by-step courses on wholesaling houses and wholesaling apartment buildings with me, coaching you through unlimited deals. If you're interested in pricing, just text me at the number here, 205-964-5243, or you could go to flipman.net and tap on the logo.
Okay. We answered this already, but just to go in a little bit more detail, Crystal J from YouTube asks, can you explain earnest money deposit with the seller? Like, who am I supposed to be paying and how specifically?
Earnest money deposit, EMD, that's short, that's the acronym for it. EMD, earnest money deposit. So say, can you explain the EMD with the seller? Okay. So now this is a simple way you handle it, right? When you ask them about, when you're getting ready to prepare the contract, you all have agreed on a price, you ask them for their email address, you fill out the contract, and you just email it over to them with the earnest money deposit. 9 out of 10 people are not even going to question it, right? But for that one that questioned it, that's what she's asking about, right? They'll say, well, I see you put $100 on there, or I see you put $10 on there, I would like more. And you say, well, generally speaking, I don't do more than 100 or whatever. What amount did you have in mind that would make you comfortable in signing the contract? They may say 500. If they say 500, then that's going to be either you go come back with and say, I'm more comfortable doing this amount, or you say, hey, 500 is not a problem. Now you say, well, I don't have 500 to do that with. So depending on how attractive the deal is, right, you may want to partner with someone that you do know have $500 and tell them you'll give them double or triple their money back, right? Now, understand that they need to understand there's a possibility that this don't happen, right? So all that has to be in play, but you need to do that. But normally you're not going to have an issue with the earnest money deposit. Like, who am I supposed to be paying and how specifically? But yeah, you don't put it in their hands. The right way to do it is with a title company or closing attorney.
And so do you get that money back?
Well, technically, yeah, you actually get that money back when you close on a deal or whatever. You actually get it back. So,
all right.
You want another one? Okay.
All right. It's your girl, Angel said, my apologies. Let me be clear. I'm building my buyers list or would like to have some buyers in place. When I find a property, I would like to have my buyers in place to call. Hope that clears this up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. All right. So she wants to have buyers in place before she makes a move. Okay. So some of the simple things you can do is you want to join as many groups in your local market as possible to network, to see what people are in there saying, hey, I'm looking for properties in such and such. Okay, that's a simple thing you could do on Facebook or whatever, right? You want to join your real groups through your Facebook, your LinkedIn option, groups, if those are there, and do the same thing. You can go to auctions, actual auctions that are actual where people standing outside. You may want to have a business card or some form of communication where you can pass out, let them know that you're going to have deals, and hopefully you can exchange information. All right. Now you can do some of the phantom stuff. You can put banner signs out in a particular area. If it's a $100,000 neighborhood, or we'll just say a $200,000 neighborhood, you put in there, house for sale, 90,000. Right, you're going to get calls from people that buy in that area. Now you're going to get all other kind of calls also, but you're going to get some investors calling you also, right? And so those are a couple of things that you could do off the top to build a cash buyers there. But the best way to do it, Angel, I know you're afraid because you can do that. We'll just say you have 7 cash buyers, right? You go out and find what one of them or 2 of them say they want. And guess what? They don't want it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't good timing for them or whatever. But it still may be a really good deal, great deal. So now what do? You still market the property to find a buyer for it, right? So when you're actually out there, obviously it makes it easier if you have some buyers that you know you can pick up the phone or text or whatever, that you got a property under contract, you know, within minutes after you do it. But you want to negotiate your deals as if you don't have a buyer for it. That you want to negotiate your deals where it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer that you have a deal or whatever. So, what I would encourage you also is don't let that stop you from trying to find great deals, because one of the best ways to build a cash buyer list is through your great deals. You can only sell it to one person, but you may have 20 people call you that are actually buyers or whatever. So those other 19, you'll keep their information for future deals, right? And their information is obviously their contact information, what areas they buy in, how many do they buy per year, price range, the level of repairs they like to deal with, the minimum number of bedrooms and bath. So boom, you know, so hopefully that answers your question. Oh, and another thing you can do when you're driving for dollars looking for houses, you also could be driving for dollars looking for cash buyers. Anytime that you see a renovation going on, you want to get out, go and introduce yourself to whoever's in there. If it's contractors and the actual person that's funding it, you know, the actual investor's not there, you want to introduce yourself to those contractors. Let them know that you're going to have more houses. I mean, you'll have houses, and you wanted to see if whoever hired them would be interested in buying more. And normally they'll be happy to pass that information on, because that's more work for them or whatever. So that's one of the more unique ways of doing it also.
All right. So Walter Davis said that FOIA is Freedom of Information Act. Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, it's free if you research an address, that information is available. Mm-hmm. But does the act say that they have to compile a list for you and make it free to you? Right? So I guess where they're inbound, I'm sure they're legally inbound, because someone would probably have been sued them for that, is that, yeah, you can research each one of those individually and come up with that information. But if you want a list compiled, $400.
All right. Samuel from YouTube said, "Is Facebook good? Is Facebook good for generating leads?"
Oh yeah. Yes, it's expensive if you're doing Facebook ads, but yeah.
All right, this is on Instagram. Do you think driving for dollars bring in good deals?
Driving for dollars, yes, it can. You know, it's but most of it's tedious. But that's one of the more tedious ways of doing it, because you're gonna have to go out and I sort of went through it a moment ago. But you're researching, you're locating properties that either appear to be vacant. You may do some for sale by owner properties and properties that are for rent. So you have an opportunity on 3 types of lists there, right? Mm-hmm. 2 of them, the phone number is already there. The other one, you're gonna have to pick out a phone number, or you're gonna have to send them something in the mail to contact them. So it could be a good way to generate leads for sure. It's time consuming or whatever, because you're actually driving around, costs you a little gas money or whatever, but it should be more than worth it. You know, one deal will be more than worth it.
All right, this is also on Instagram. Flip, do you have any loan companies that you recommend?
For what? As far as what? Hard money loans, or you trying to buy a house to live in, or what?
Please let us know.
Yeah, just text me. Just text me exactly what you want. Text me on the 205-964-5243. Now you know.
All right, Joshua Davis said, "Hello, Flip Man. I'm starting my text to flip marketing campaign as my second form of marketing. How many leads should I find leads through texting?
How many lists? What was the question?
How many leads should I have to find leads through texting?
How many lists should I have to find leads? I'm not sure what she means by that.
How many lists does I guess does she
I
have to look
mean,
through?
I guess you mean how many records does she need to target?
Yeah.
You can start 1,000 would be a good number to start with, if I understand your question correctly.
All right. Can you wholesale on mobile homes, and are they worth chasing?
Yes, you can, but understand with mobile homes, if land is not included, then there's no closing needed, right? So the reason that we get paid as a wholesaler is because a closing process gives us an opportunity to stick our foot in the water and and pull back some money or whatever. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, but with the mobile home, it's like selling a car, right? So all you need is a bill of sale and a title, and that's it. That's a 2 or 3 minute transaction in real, 5-minute transaction. No, so you could easily be closed out of the deal if land is not included. So as long as you can position yourself where you can get paid, assuming land is not included, then yeah, or whatever. But that can be difficult because a lot of times the seller and the buyer are going to meet just because the property has to be shown or whatever. So, and then a lot of times it's hard to come up with a value on a mobile home or whatever, because it's not like it's a NADA book or Kelly Blue book that I'm aware of. And, somebody can educate me on that. But you could always call mobile home dealers in the general area, ask them, do they buy used mobile homes? If they do, give them the specs on it, ask them what they will pay for it from what you can explain to them. And then that's how you negotiate your deal, obviously for something less or whatever. So, and then the moving cost of a mobile home sometimes will be worth more than what the mobile home is worth.
All right. This is on Instagram. They said, thank you for the lies, my friend. And then this is also on Instagram. What documents do you need to wholesale in Philadelphia? They make it so complicated.
Well, the beginning of this year, from my understanding, the city of Philadelphia requires you to have a wholesale license, but there's no test required. So it's more or less like buying a business, obtaining a business license, and it doesn't sound like it's that difficult or whatever. So, from my understanding.
All right. This is on TikTok. What do I tell a prospect if they ask me, am I trying to find a buyer for the property? She also said that she could give me a listing, although I'm not an agent, if I'm looking for a buyer.
You're not dealing with a motivated seller. Move on. That's not a question a motivated seller is going to ask you or whatever. Move on. Move on. Doesn't sound like you're even dealing with the actual owner.
All right. This one says, it's from Gary Thomas. He said, thanks again, Flipman, for giving me the game. About to close my second deal in the Philly area, all from listening and taking action.
Okay. That's what's up, my man. Make it happen. So he's in Philadelphia. Okay, boom. There you go. Gary Thomas.
This one's from Vet Thorn on Facebook. They said, I have an opportunity to buy a house in Alabama, and I live in Chicago. The people passed, and the son wants to sell it. Can I get the SFH?
Can I get the S? I'm not sure what I don't know what you're asking.
I hope that ain't nothing crazy. And just
it's a single family house. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could explain that, Vet Thorn. Plus, where in Alabama?
Right.
Y'all know my pet peeve when people just give states. States have cities. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
This one's from This one's from Black God on YouTube. They said, interesting. So if a mobile home includes land, then you can expect a similar process to buying a house.
Correct.
Okay. Adam said, exactly. Motivated sellers do not talk like that and actually questions. Amen to that.
That's what's up, man.
R Bulls from YouTube said, "How do you just jump in and start cold calling? It's like I have cold feet. I'm ready to take action."
Oh man, baby girl, you're talking to the choir on that, cause that's difficult for me to do, or whatever. So just I don't know how you're gonna break this attitude, but you have to have the attitude. Now, well, number one, you just, let me get your expectations where they need to be, right? Where I think they need to be is that the majority of the people that you call are not going to want to talk to you. A number of them are going to be very rude. A number of them are going to ask you, "How did you get my number?" And your response to that is, "The internet." What can they say? All right, so what website? Google. So, what website? Google. So anyway, so once you get over those hurdles, the people that actually do want to talk to you about selling their property, right? Now you have to get your expectation that most of them are going to want to sell for more than what makes sense for you as a wholesaler. All right. Then you get to the ones that want to sell that makes sense to you, they're motivated to sell. So after all of that, but you have to have the attitude, you're going to be nice, that you don't care if they do it or not, right? No doesn't hurt your feelings. Even though it hurts my feelings, I'm just telling you, no can't hurt your feelings, because you're going to get a lot of no's and a lot of rudeness, right? Because you never know. Some people are really not that way, but you never know when you call someone what's going on in their life, blah, 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 whatever. So the other thing is, what else I was trying to say? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, and then you have to have the attitude that you have $10 million in the bank, and you don't care if they do it or they don't. You're gonna have to let that mellow away.
It's 100 calls a day.
If you're doing it from your actual smartphone, yes. But if you have an automatic dialer, no. You can spit that out in 20 or 30 minutes or whatever. That's within an hour or whatever. So text messaging, if it's in your budget, if you got that stimmy, if it's in your budget, text messaging, it's gone.
No, I'm saying most people stimulus gone.
Okay, that's what's up.
I'm just saying most people.
Hey, but text messaging may be a better option. Just, if you could text me if you're not already aware of it, text me on the 205-964-5243. Now you know. I'll send you the video on that to get started on that. So there you go. Hopefully I answered that. You think I answered that?
Yes. All right. This is on TikTok. Is commercial good to wholesale?
Yeah, if you know what you're doing. Hell yeah. Yeah, man.
All right. This is on Instagram. How do I look for an honest person with boots on the ground in a different state?
Networking your butt off, man. You're just gonna have to give some people some chances. Try to talk to them as much as possible. Normally, another wholesaler would be ideal for you. Maybe even a real estate agent, if you can find one that wants to, make that extra bread or whatever. That's just money falling out of the sky for a little effort or whatever. So you're just gonna have to network and do a lot of communicating. See if you, just using your spidey sense to know if you're dealing with somebody or not. That's above board.
All right. Can you wholesale in Los Angeles? Yes.
Most definitely.
All right. This is on TikTok. My question is, a lot of people think you have to be a real estate agent to sell. They don't trust when I call. How do I change that?
Confidence, knowing what you're talking about, similar to what I just explained for what my girl name was. Yeah, same thing I just said for her. Yeah, same thing I told her. All that I just said. And you know what I'm saying? You're the buyer. Let's establish that. Now, you're not trying to explain wholesaling to them, period. You buy houses, you buy them as is, you close in 2 to 3 weeks, you pay all closing costs minus any unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens. You're trying to buy as many as you can get your hands on. Who wouldn't want to talk to you if they're really serious about selling their house? This is the guy I need to be talking to.
Okay, this is on Instagram. What's the best way to obtain leads in the small market like Tallahassee, Florida? Which leads should I target to receive constant leads?
What's the population of Tallahassee?
I was
Y'all
just about to
already
say
know.
they said population is 300,000.
There you go. They already know. But, that's what I'm talking
Three
about.
different noises today.
Hey, yeah, 300,000 is big enough. So you're going to use all the methods I already talked about. Text message, driving for dollars, banner signs, direct mail, all of it. That's big enough. Plenty big.
All right. Someone said what about Texas? Yes, you can wholesale in Texas. Have you wholesaled any deals in Los Angeles?
Not yet, but oh Lord, have mercy.
Send them in.
Please, yeah, send them in to us. Dealulator.com, but you can submit them or you can text that information to 205-964-5243. Man, y'all supposed to say now you know.
Oh, now you know. My bad. All right. Joshua Davis said it's putting out 200 bandit signs and it's putting out 200 bandit signs too many in my market. I'm in Detroit.
Now, that's not too many because most of them are not going to stay up.
Right.
It's a continuous thing. Now, the worst thing you can do is put out 200 in a week and 200 down in 2 days.
Ooh, I cry.
So the worst thing you could do is put out 200 bandit signs and 2 days later, they all gone. Oh, that is devastating. So you want to stagger those out. You want to test maybe, well, the first thing you're going to put them in areas where other bandit signs already exist. You know, let the ones that have come before you have tested where they're going to stay up, right? So you're going to pick it back off. I know you want to be in the areas where you by yourself. You could test some of that a little bit or whatever, but you want to put out a few, see how long they wait a few days, see if those are still up, then add more. Just keep compounding. Yeah.
All right, this one's from Black God on YouTube. They said, have you ever got by companies like Fortune Builders starting out, the so-called real estate training gurus?
Well, okay. All right, now y'all know I sell stuff, right? So you know, even though all this free content I give away, I sell stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. But I like to think that what I offer is different, right? Everybody ain't gonna be satisfied with me and what I got going, right? But again, I do know I don't do what they do. I can tell you that. You know, they promote this individual and you never see that individual even after you spent 30 grand. Now they're gonna bleed you. They're gonna go from 297 up to a couple of grand, then they hit you up with that 15, 20, 25 grand, right? And that's why, like, when people ask me, like earlier, Ken read a message, say, well, how many deals you've done? I could throw out you a number, or I could show you the type of car I drive, or I could get a car to make you think this or that or whatever. But how is that really helping you? But a lot of people are attracted to that, right? So those are people that normally got. People that are attracted to the shiny things instead of the actual information. How much information are you going to give me? Yeah, you've made this much money. I can tell you this and that of money I've made, but how is that really helping you? How did you make the money? Which one is more important? How much money I made or how did I make the money or whatever? So I give people an option. I give it all away for free, right? Through my YouTube channel, other platforms or whatever. So it's up to the individual. So people say, well, I can't get it that way. That's fine, right? That ain't for everybody or whatever. I need a more hands-on approach. Okay, so now if that's the case, then now you're getting into my time. That does cost or whatever. Even though I think I give a lot of my time to this anyway. And then, trust me, I do it because I like doing it, but trust me, I do make money from it. Don't get me wrong. Don't ever get that twisted. I'm an entrepreneur first or whatever. I'm just happen to be a nice guy at the same time. But companies like those, and I can particularly talk about that one. And I hadn't been to a seminar in a long time. Yeah, I hadn't been to a seminar in a long time, and I seen, this has been about 2 years ago, and I seen one of my friends at the gym when I was going. Oh, it broke. Oh, we got some. We got some more folks, right? Yeah. It's still too froze. Y'all put it in the microwave for a second. That'll melt it a little bit. Yeah, just 5 seconds. Just 5 seconds. Yeah. So anyway, so I went to it. I already knew what was coming. So I said, I sit in there and they go through their pitch. These are sales. These are professionals. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make it seem like if you ain't doing this, you are stupid. You know what I'm saying?
They're leaving money on the table.
Yeah. So I knew everything he was gonna say before he was saying it, because I do it. You know what I'm saying? I actually know what the business is. If you never heard it before, man, this stuff sounds so good or whatever, and it's real. But so they hit you with that $297 for the 3-day training. And all that 3-day training is tease, upsell.
Yep.
Tease. Oh, you ain't got the money? Oh, we can finance. What's your credit like? Oh, we can finance you. You know what I'm saying? They even got financing for it.
It's actually at the Galleria, or it's at the hotel.
Yeah.
And it's the
y'all might have been in the one I was.
It was so long ago.
I went.
Yeah, it's been a minute ago. So anyway,
yeah.
So
that was
your first red flag is and this is not always the case, when they put a person's name on it that you may recognize or they promote and they don't be there, that's your first red flag, right? If now again, I'm not saying the stuff doesn't work in the way they go about it. I just know you can get it for cheap, right? Well, no one, because I give it all away or whatever. But again, people have the resources to spend on their education, which I don't say not to do it, because all of them are not the same, and some of them are going to give you what you want or whatever, but you just need to understand what you're getting or whatever. And just understand, I don't care how much money you spend, at the end of the day, you still going to have to put the work in to make it work or whatever. Because even after I had started making money, I was still buying courses or whatever. But I was buying courses. I was trying to find one extra thing that I wasn't doing marketing-wise to generate leads that they were doing. And so after a while, I stopped buying them or whatever, because they really wasn't, educated. Not that I know everything, it's just I wasn't getting anything out. So I was making money from it already, and I was still buying courses, but I was only spending a few $100s. Not, some of these are 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand. Just again, it can be worth it if you apply it and it actually makes you money. But a lot of times it's just a continuous upsell. Now they got one for 100 grand. You already spent 25. Now you want to get into the executor club or whatever, and the round table, whatever. Now it's 100 grand. Yeah, it is. So you have to recognize that early on. Them upsells are killer. Again, I sell stuff, but I know I give the option to get it free, so or whatever. And I know I'm reachable versus anybody else. Not saying I'm better by no means or whatever. I'm just telling you what I offer versus what else is out there. I'm not saying it's better or whatever. So I'll let you all be the judge on that.
All right, Adam from YouTube, he's giving advice. He said you should listen to Sydney C. Walker's audiobook, How I Conquered Call Reluctance. I swear this is something no salesperson talks about. Your intuition is the key to successful cold calling.
Oh, that's what's up, Adam. I like that.
That's really good. We love an audiobook. Our bull said, should I call the title company before I start cold calling?
No, ma'am. Because you can do that, and then you have a deal in place, a seller, cash buyer in place, and that buyer may not want to use who you use or whatever. So.
All right. Someone came in late. Is this being recorded? They want to know.
Yeah. You can access this on YouTube and on Instagram, even Facebook too. So But yeah, it's in repost mode on Instagram and a replay mode on YouTube or
All
whatever.
right.
So,
This person said, I have an important question. How can I skip the line? LOL. They
oh,
want to just.
oh yeah, you can skip the line. Just text now to 205-964-5243. Now you know. Text the word now, and it'll send you a link where you can be added on and on the live stream or whatever, and that'll get you pushed to the front of the line. You can ask multiple questions.
All right. This is on Instagram. When you wholesale virtually, how do you get paid? By mail or what else?
You can get paid by mail. You can get paid by bank wire transfer or wire transfer to your bank account.
All right. Is this market saturated?
No, no, it's not. It's not possible. The bigger the city, the less possible. What city are you talking about?
Let's see. Oh, they talk about what's up on.
Ooh, y'all.
Yeah, I get messed with me.
All right. John Gotti said, "What's up, Flip? Thanks for the content, bro. Just want your thoughts on paying for a mentor. I'm thinking about joining Chris Jefferson's wholesale program."
Didn't I just go through that?
Yeah. All right then.
I don't know who Chris Jefferson is or whatever. I don't know who Chris Jefferson is. Can you talk to Chris? Can you call Chris 7 days a week? The flip man, you can do that with.
I'm crying.
So that's
What's a good way to find boots on the ground if you're doing it virtually?
we sort of spoke about it, but networking. Use the power of Facebook and Instagram, just social media in general. You want to network with other wholesalers and in whatever market you're trying to target. Let them know that you're going to do the marketing, generating leads. You want to see if they're partnering. Then it's just going to be up to you filling out. See if you're dealing with someone that's going to do the right thing or whatever. So, but you can also reach out to real estate agents, also or whatever. They may be a little harder to get with or whatever, but offers are free.
All right. What's another? What's a good list to call that's not so saturated? It's not
that's hard for me to just say, because depending on what you're using to generate that list and what filters are offered, you may get creative and think outside the box where no one else. So it's just hard for me to say on that.
All right. The Shoe Hustle is telling everybody to hit the like button.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. Shoe
Thank
Hustle,
you for
man.
that.
I appreciate that. Hit the like button, man.
Frost Fiction Live said, "Shout out to the Flip Man." Shoe Hustle said, "Hit the like button for the Flip Man. He ain't got to do this." All right. Black Guy said, "You're nothing like that company. They trash." I was just wondering. That's how I was actually introduced to this stuff, and eventually your channel.
Well, yeah. I'm glad you said that, Black God, because if nothing else that you got out of it, if you spent that, if you spent that $297, and it allows you to go to YouTube and do a search or Google something, just wholesaling housing, and bam, here your boy is. That was worth it. You say like, wow, you start watching my video. Oh, they talked about that in the 3-day training. Oh, they didn't talk about that in the 3-day training. Oh, they didn't talk about that. You're going to continuously say that or whatever. But that $297 would have been worth it then. Now, if you'd have spent $25,000, then end up finding me, or which a number of people have done, they were like, man, I wish I would have found you 2 months ago. I just, you know what I'm saying, just did $25,000 or
out
something.
There and you trying to find stuff.
Yeah,
and you
like
getting the ball rolling.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So it'll be worth it at that point, because in reality, even though I spent $400 on the initial training that I spent it on, or whatever, it was a bootleg copy of some courses. I don't know how many zeros I would need to put on that to make it's still not been. I know what I spent in college, you know what I'm saying? And I don't feel I got nothing from that. I spent $400. We just talk about money now. I spent $400 on a course, and I can't tell you
how many times you done flipped
it. How many times that $400, it just, oh, it was worth 40 grand for me to pay for that education or whatever in reality. And reality is worth 400 grand. I ain't have it or whatever. I barely could come over with that $400. Well, I'm just saying, because it actually gave me what I need. I still had a ton of questions or whatever, but that wasn't an option, but it at least sent me in a direction where I could at least do it or whatever. I had enough to go do it with or whatever. So anyway, guys, we've been rolling hard here. What we got, Jeff? We've been rolling hard. So make sure everything you need is at the 205-964-5243 number. Text me, you want the contract, you want to learn about text messaging, you want the script, you want the closing detail sheet that I use, you want to partner with me, you can all text me at that number. We'll get going in one direction or another. Just text me what you want and we'll go from there. If you want to comp a property, you want the ARV, just send it over to comps101.com. Again, like my man, who that black guy that like me? Oh, that. Yeah, make sure you like and share this. If you're on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I mean, on TikTok, follow me on Instagram. Everything you really need to know is right there on my YouTube channel. So there's no excuses. You have nothing to lose when the knowledge and training is free.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at?